Good afternoon and welcome. I'd like to call this meeting of March the 11th, 2020, special meeting of the Board of Trustees of the San Felipe de Oro CISD. Madam Secretary, would you do us the honor of calling roll?
Yes, sir. Mr. Contreras?
Present.
Ms. Guanajuato Webb?
Present.
Ms. Haynes?
Here.
Mr. Mesa?
Here.
Mr. Overfelt? Mr. Smith?
Present.
Myself. Sir, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Let the record show that we do have a quorum of board members and that this meeting has been duly called in accordance with the Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. We will have opening ceremonies, first with a moment of silence for personal reflection, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. First item we have is item 9, administration, consideration and approval of an order authorizing the issuance of San Felipe de Oro CISD Unlimited Tax School Building Bonds, Series 2020, entering to a purchase contract and a paying agent, registrar agreement, and other matters related to thereof. Dr. Rios.
Mr. Mesa, members of the board, unfortunately, we're going to have to ask that this item be tabled. Earlier today, investors showed interest in buying the district's bonds. However, uncertainty in the market led them to pull their orders. Besmere, BMO, and First Abilene Bank had all expressed interest in the district's bonds. PFM, our financial advisors, along with the district's underwriting team, have recommended waiting to sell the bonds until a day when more investors are participating. It's important to note that this is not exclusive to Del Rio, to our school district. It has absolutely nothing to do with anything that we've experienced in the last few days. Our bond ratings endorsed by the state continue to be AAA, and we've kept the same rating from Moody's. However, several of the districts have made the same decision this week, including Huron Valley. They pulled on 310 Aledo ISD, pulled on 310 OWDA, pulled on 311 Fairfax, Virginia. Savings no longer worked. They pulled on 311. Virginia Public Building Authority pulled on 310. So this is happening across the market. Our financial advisor will regroup and will be advising us on a day-to-day as to when we can have another day to sell the bonds. They could have gone and sold the bonds at a higher interest rate, but it would have meant a whole lot of dollars. And then there would have been no certainty that the bonds would have sold because the buyers have pulled away from the market. As such, they'll keep us informed, and we'll keep the board informed to see how soon, hopefully within the next 7 to 10 days, we can regroup again.
Questions? Dr. Rios, I have one. Would that, again, entail another meeting of the Board of Trustees?
Yes, sir. I'm going to work with PFM to see if we can have the meeting at a regularly scheduled meeting, have this item at the regularly scheduled meeting which in this case will be the 4th Monday in March. But if he thinks that we should be earlier, not to lose an opportunity, then that's what we'll do. But I believe it'll take at least 2 weeks for this to self-correct, hopefully.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Hearing no questions, then we will go to item 12, business and finance. 12A, consideration to approve resolution to designate authorized representatives for investing. Amy Childress.
Dr. Rios, board members,
In compliance with the Public Funds Investment Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 2256, subsection A, a resolution, which is included under separate cover, authorizing the superintendent and the chief financial officer to negotiate and execute any and all contracts and other documents to establish accounts for the purpose of investing in certificates of deposits and money market and other accounts. Board policy also requires the district's investment officers to attend investment training. The interim CFO will attend the Public Funds Investment Act training that's being provided at Education Services Center 20 from April 7th through 8th, 2020.
Questions from board members?
Recommendation? It is the recommendation of the administration.
Hold on one second, because I did not bring my packet. I left it on my desk. There was something inside that packet that I received last week that was confusion. I want to make sure that we're
I think there's one place that,
there's nothing in here that's tied to that, right? So this is talking about the Lone Star investment pool.
No, so there is a resolution in your packet that's for this
Yeah,
investment.
And in there, let me just look through it real quick, because
page 7.
So this is so talk through this with me real quick. The difference between, is this like before and after, or what is this? Pages 1 and 2 of here and 1 and 2 of this, is this a revision or the deletion? You're deleting this and you're authorizing this one, right?
The one, I'm sorry.
I just want to be clear, because it's like,
Are you asking why the two items?
yep, on item B, is this saying that we're doing away with these representatives and then we're going to this? Is that, just so that we're clear?
Okay, there's two types of investments that we do as a school district. One of them is going with accounts with pool accounts like Tex Pool, First Public, and investment pool. Tex Pool and First Public. These are investments where it's just money is pooled together from different organizations like the school district.
Yep.
But then there's separate investments that we just invest in safe investments, but not part of a pool account. Each one has their own requirements, and that's why we have to have two different approvals. Ma'am, can you give me an example of one investment that we do outside of Tex Pool or First Public?
We have our Frost investments through TCB.
Or CDs that
Or
we invest
CDs
in?
that we have, yes, to start, yes. Mhm.
So all these separate investments require their own approval, or require approval by the board to designate Ms. Childers and myself as the district's investors. And then Tex Pool and First Public, they require a separate
The separate-
authorization.
Yes, sir.
So that's why we have two items.
Okay, no worries. I'm good.
Anyone else?
Thank you, Deanna. So,
Recommendation, please.
It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the resolution to designate authorized representatives for investing as presented under separate cover, and authorize the board president and board secretary to sign the resolution.
Thank you. You've heard the recommendation from administration. There's a motion for approval. Mr. Smith, is there a second to the motion? Amy Haynes, all those in favor? Motion's approved. Item 12B, consideration to approve resolutions to designate authorized representatives in Tex Pool Prime, and First Public Lone Star Investment Pool. Amy Childers.
All right, good evening again. And this does refer to, as Mr. Smith was mentioning, it has numerous forms to sign because we are deleting and adding new members. So there are numerous forms you will need that will be signed. Authorized representatives of the district must be updated when an authorized representative is changed or replaced by another one. In compliance with the Public Funds Investment Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 2256, subsection A, the updated forms are attached under separate cover for approval for both entities.
Questions from board members? Recommendation, please.
It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Trustees approve the resolution to designate authorized representatives as presented under separate cover and authorize the board president and board secretary to sign.
Read the recommendation. Is there a motion for approval? Okay, Mr. Contreras, seconded by Mrs. Webb. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next item that we have is item 16, closed session. The Board of Trustees determined that a closed session, executive session is required regarding items posted on the agenda. Those items are permitted by sections 551.071, 551.072, 551.073, 551.074, 551.076, 551.082, 551.084, and 551.087 of the Government Code, Texas Open Meetings Act. If a final vote is required on this matter, it will be taken upon reconvening into open session. Time is 5:41 p.m. We're now in closed session. Okay, the time is 6:56 p.m. We're now in open session. No action was taken in executive session. For the record, Mr. Smith is not with us. He left after executive. We're down to item 17A. Consideration to approve personnel report to include the following: new hires. Hadeya, Garcia, Dr. Rios, who's going to do this?
Yes, sir, that will be me. On 17A, it is recommendation of the administration of the Board of Trustees approve Ms. Janice R. Qualls as science teacher at Del Rio Freshman.
For the recommendation, is there a motion for approval? Amy Keynes, seconded by Ms. Gonzalez. All those in favor? Motion carries. Next item we have is 17B, consideration to approve the position of temporary budget director. Hadeya, Garcia, Dr. Rios.
Board President Mesa, members of the board, it is a recommendation of the administration that the board approve Mr. Gilbert Sanchez as a temporary budget director.
For the recommendation, is there a motion for approval? Mr. Contreras, seconded by Ms. Gonzalez. All those in favor? Motion carries, one abstention. Again, distant relative, but just abstain. Motion carries. 17C, consideration to approve the position of network administrator for the technology department. And
Yes, sir, I'll be reading that.
Dr. Rios.
I get my papers in order here. Apologize. Mr. Mesa, members of the board, it is a recommendation of the administration, Board of Trustees approve Ms. Irma Foss as network administrator.
You've heard the recommendation. Mr. Contreras made the motion for approval. Is there a second? Ms. Gonzalez, all those in favor? Motion carries. There being no other items on the agenda, is there a motion for adjournment? Mr. Contreras, seconded by Mrs. Webb. All those in favor? Motion carries. Just a reminder that Saturday, 8 o'clock meeting. Okay. Thank you very much. And good night, everyone.